So we're just waiting for people to come in. If you guys are watching this replay, just skip a few minutes ahead until the people come in and start asking questions. Yo, what is going on, everybody? If you guys can hear me, press 1 inside the chat. Go ahead and start asking any questions you guys might have. Unfortunately, I didn't post a video today because I was quite busy and I actually wasn't planning on posting today, so I wanted to go live for you guys instead. Do you use the Snapchat? So the first question is from Chris. Do you use the Snapchat Pixel? It looks a bit complex to install, or should we be fine without it? So first you have to apply for the Pixel, and then you should be using the Pixel. Otherwise you won't be able to track your conversions on specific ad sets within the Snapchat ad manager. It's pretty easy to install. It's not that difficult. Pretty much all you do is once you get the code, you just copy it and then paste it into the body of your theme, I believe. It's just like pretty much any other code. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them. I don't necessarily know what to teach you guys today. The only way I will know is if you guys let me know. I think this might have been a bad time to come online, because I also saw like a bunch of like other YouTubers coming on the live stream at the same time. So if there's not too many people coming in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'm probably gonna get off here pretty quick. Unless you guys have like specific questions to ask me. What's the best way to scale a winning Facebook ad set? There's a lot of ways you can actually scale a winning ad set, but It really depends on the ROAS of your actual ad set. If the return on ad spend is times 3 or above, that's when I would like to scale my Facebook ad set. And there's two approaches you can take when you're doing it. One approach is to scale it, increasing the budget about $20, increasing the budget by 20% every single 24 hours, or you can go ahead and start making big jumps depending on your ROAS and the amount of sorry, I lost my train of thought. Depending on your ROAS or the amount you're willing to spend. If it has a high ROAS, I would go ahead and increase the budget up to $100. So if it was at $40, I would increase it to $75, and then wait another 24 hours. And if that's profitable, I would increase my ad set from $75 to $100 a day. Yo, what is going on, Michael? What is going on, Hello Flush, JDM? What is going up, TKG? It's always the same people coming in. You guys are the real one. Hello Flush, JDM Honda asked, do you recommend buying Shopify courses? It really depends on what level you are at and what you are trying to learn exactly. If you don't have that much experience with Shopify dropshipping yet, I wouldn't recommend you buy a course because it's not going to teach you much. Most of that stuff you can learn through online, but it really depends on your budget. If you have a high budget and you're not worried about spending or investing in yourself, you might as well just a course can definitely jumpstart you real quick, but a lot of people who are starting don't have that high of a budget, so I would stay away from courses when you're just beginning. Get your feet wet first, and then try and maybe get on a few calls with people in the industry that are actually making money on Shopify. And if you find value from that, I would go ahead and move on and maybe purchase like some type of mini course from the person. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Stefan, Aurelia. My voice is good. I'm trying to talk a little bit lower so I don't kill my voice tonight. So when you increase 20%, does it mess with the optimization? So pretty much anything. So pretty much when you're editing your Facebook ads, you shouldn't touch it that much from the beginning. When you first launch it, so the ad set, you shouldn't touch that. The only thing that won't mess up the optimization is adjusting the bid, but if you adjust the budget, it will take at least 24 to 72 hours for Facebook to re-optimize. But that is the only but increasing the budget is pretty much the only way you can actually start to scale a winning Facebook ad set. Because yeah. Do you recommend selling a product with low orders like $200? With like 200. It really depends on the actual market. If you think you can kill it with that product, and you potentially found like a winning product already, you can go ahead and try and start testing it. But the odds are that it probably most likely isn't a winning product unless you already know what winning or golden products are already that you found in the past. So for beginners, I like to encourage them to actually go and sell what's already working, so you get a better understanding of like products that will actually do well, and over time you can start finding these trending products first and then make the majority of your money there. Make a video on how you manage your finances. I might do that soon. Probably not in time. Probably not anytime soon though, because I'm really trying to push the Snapchat ad content. Looking to grow my YouTube channel a lot more, and I don't think too many people would necessarily find value out of just like, I don't know, listing my finances or something like that. And all the videos that I post on my actual YouTube channel, I like to provide the most value I can in every single video to as much people as possible. How long did it take you, Kevin, when you first started Shopify dropshipping to get your first sale and find that hot product? I went over this story a lot of times, but maybe I would say, so I started dropshipping for a month, and then I gave up completely, and then came back a month later, so that was 2 months, and then it took me about another month or so to actually start finding success. So I would say about 3 to 4 months. Any tips on product research? Yeah, I've actually done like a bunch of videos on that already. There's not any more actual like secret product research methods. If you want to check out one of my most recent videos, 24K on Snapchat ads, that is where I go in depth on finding my winning products, and pretty much I show you guys how to actually find the best sellers in all the top Shopify stores. Do you recommend duplicating instead of touching the ad set? What you said about the 20% increase. I don't like duplicating until it reaches about $100, because you're not necessarily sure that that ad set is going to work that well yet. But there are a lot of methods to scaling Facebook ads. Just pick one and then stick to it. But what I would do, I would increase depending on how much return on ad spend. Like I said, I would go ahead and be really aggressive. So if it was at 25, I'd go to 50. If it was at 40, I'd go to 75. And then if it's still profitable, I'd change it to 100. And then from there, I'd duplicate it if it was still profitable. So regarding Snapchat ads, when first starting out, how long does the optimization takes, and how fast do you usually see results with them? I can't necessarily answer that question, but I can try and answer it. It's not always about like how fast you can actually see the results. A lot of people want the results instantly, and most of the time that's not going to happen. Oops. But when sorry, I got distracted. So you should start seeing results with your ad pretty much instantly. So if your Snapchat ad is not performing well, there's two things that you can tell very easily. If your click-through rate is under 5%, people are most likely not interested inside your ad or your product. So something's wrong there, so you should shut it off. I usually shut off all my Snapchat ads after it spends about 1.5 times the price of my product. So if my product is $20, I go ahead and let it my Snapchat ad spend at least $30 before killing it. And one thing, like I said, but if it has already served my ad to at least 1,000 people, and 5% of those people don't click through, I would turn it off as well. This way you can start mitigating the cost of your ads and kill them quickly before you actually start losing a lot of money. But the best way to actually be profitable when it comes to Snapchat ads is to bring products that are already working and selling. That's why I keep, like in the beginning of my videos, I keep showing you guys how to find these products. You want to bring these products that already have a track record, because people bought them already and people are still buying them. So there's not really any reason why your product won't work on Snapchat. The only two things that would come into play is your ad creative, your targeting, and probably your website. So I hope that answers your question. If you guys are just coming inside right now, we're just answering any question you guys might have with Shopify dropshipping, whether it be Facebook ads, Instagram influencers, Snapchats, anything at all. If you guys want to ask it, go ahead and put it in the chat box. Let's see here. How to grow Instagram and Facebook page, posting niche related photos like dogs and traffic. Whoops. Oops, I was muted. So you don't necessarily need to build that big of a following on Instagram and Facebook when you're actually starting. What I like to do to build my pages is just to, depends on what marketing strategy you're using. If you're using Instagram influencers, I would always link my store inside the Instagram shoutout, and that's how I gain organic followers that I can potentially sell to later at a later date. And yeah, you always want to post content that is related to your niche, not just spamming your products to your customers, otherwise they'll unfollow you. I make all my video ads, so yeah, I make all my video ads on my own, but I know a lot of people who hire people from Fiverr and create video ads for them, like I've mentioned in one of my recent videos. How much do you spend on Facebook ads a week approximately? Probably close to one. So I record notes on your videos and how to negotiate better prices of $25 for the Instagram influencer. What's the most you ever paid? I'm trying to gather a budget for marketing for Instagram. The most I've ever paid for an influencer is probably around $120, but that was like for an influencer that had almost 3 million followers or something like that. But I haven't paid influencers that much lately. Usually the sweet spot is about $30 to $50, and then you would make like anywhere from $200 to $500 off that one influencer shout out post if you're doing everything correctly and your products are good. So what's your test budget for LAA? I don't have a like certain budget I'm just willing to spend. I guess I just go ahead and go all in pretty much. But my budgets per ad set usually range around $40 right off the bat, after I've already proven that this product is winning and it's gotten a few purchases already. How does the tracking number work? So whenever so you get the tracking number from your orders, and you get that from AliExpress. You copy the tracking number and you put it into the website. Let me show you right here. www. 17track. And that is the website you put your tracking into, and that's the website I always send my customers to. So I just typed it in the chat for you. So you get the tracking number for AliExpress and type into this website, and you can see exactly where your product is. If running a general store, is Instagram out of the question, or would you still use it? What do you mean by Instagram? Do you mean Instagram influencers, or it really depends. I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen successful general stores off Instagram influencers, but just because it hasn't happened in the past doesn't mean you can't do it for yourself. But I wouldn't recommend using influencers for a general store. Stick to Facebook ads if you're going to do a general store. So when you have like this product, so when you have a product that doesn't necessarily correlate with a lot of niches or Instagram influencers, what you can do is try and find pages that, you have to be creative and try and find pages that would have your ideal customer there. So if you want to, so the first thing I always do is that I try and figure out who is going to buy my product, and then I go and find those people. So that's what you should do if you have like a general product that doesn't necessarily correlate, or you have a hard time finding influencers for. That's how you would do it. You try and show it to pages that have your ideal customers, characteristics and traits that you think would purchase this item. Right, for the more popular influence, was that has millions, did you suggest the net price? I feel like the most popular ones are going to tell me. Yeah, like I said, I paid 120. The most I ever paid was about $120 for an Instagram shout out. The page had about 3.2 million followers, and I believe I negotiated down a little bit. I think originally it was like at least 200 or 150, something like that. Usually when you're trying to negotiate with influencers, the first price they give you is always like the sucker price. So like they just throw you a random number, and then hopefully you just accept, because a lot of people who don't know how to negotiate actually always purchase for the sucker price. And the Instagram influencers themselves don't actually have that much to do. All they have to do is like get a video and post it at a certain time frame, so it's pretty easy. So they're usually always willing to budge on their prices. The first price they give you is never the price they're willing to settle for. What editing software do you use to create videos? Not sure if you answered this. I use a number of apps on my phone, and I usually use iMovie on my Mac. I use apps like HypeType and Crop Video. I think HypeType is about $2.99 or something like that, but it's really worth the investment. It's like the best app to actually add text onto your short video ads. Haven't found any better app for the mobile, and I've used a bunch of apps on my phone, and HypeType was like the best one. So I only send my tracking number to my, well, after a few days I'll send my tracking number to my customers, or if they don't receive that email, they'll probably ask you in a few days, and then I'd send them the email from there, the tracking number within that email. For a general store, you're better off just not tagging your store and purchasing a link in the bio. Yeah, definitely. Listen to what Brian said. That's what I've seen a lot of general stores actually do. That just actually slipped my mind. Because because you don't see too many general stores on Instagram anymore. But what they usually do is they just put it in the link in the bio. But the link in the bio could get a little bit pricey. The post can be like, I don't know, $50, and then they would charge an extra $50 for the link in the bio. So it's really up to you and how confident you are in your product and your store. Quick question: Google AdWords. Do you use this marketing platform? Yes, I use this. I use Google AdWords too in all of my stores. So the best way to actually drive traffic to your stores is not to rely on just one traffic source. But when you're starting off and you're a beginner, I'd recommend you learning like a good amount of knowledge on one traffic source before moving on to the next, or you're going to spread yourself thin and you won't learn much and won't find much success. Love your videos. Dropped a like always, my man. Thank you. Do you test on $5 budgets anymore? So what he's asking is for Facebook ads. I don't test on the $5 budgets, but I test on $6 budgets. But that's only for PPE ads. For website conversions, I always do usually $25 and above, but usually $40 when I'm doing purchase events. Because with such a low budget, you won't be able to find good customers at all, or any customers at all on Facebook. I see a lot of people testing like $3 to $5 budgets, especially on web conversion purchases. It's not going to happen because you're not giving Facebook enough money to actually do its job. And the number one thing that I think people are afraid of when they're using Facebook ads is that they don't know what they're doing and they're afraid to spend the money. I was always afraid to spend money on Facebook ads, but once I started spending $40 a day or $80 a day or $100 a day, and I started seeing results coming from that, I just double down on everything and try not to have a heart attack when you lose $80 in one day off an ad set that brings you 0 sales. You can just create your videos on your own. What I would do, so where do you find these videos? I would just make a slideshow. You'd be surprised how easy slideshows are to make and how high converting slideshows are. Probably most of the videos that do really well are just simple slideshows with a little bit of text and some music in the background. Have you tried using US suppliers before? What was the time range of delivery to the customer? Is it a big difference from China suppliers? I haven't used them before, but I know some people that do. The delivery for customers is a lot different, a lot way faster if you're shipping out from US. It's 10 days faster than, or even 15 days faster than shipping from China. Any tips on getting started up cash for Shopify? Yeah, if you have a certain skill, you can go ahead and freelance on Fiverr or something like that. Or you can do what I did when I first started and didn't have much capital. What I did was I sold things on eBay. I sold things that I didn't use anymore that I personally own, maybe old Game Boys or consoles or whatever you may have that's might be worth some money, and then sell that on eBay, make a few $100s, and then come back and test and repeat that process. Sell your college books or something like that. A second option would be to get a part-time temporary job and then try and save up some capital, and just keep using your savings from that job to invest into your Shopify. Because it's okay to have a job, because you need that to have a platform or give you enough capital to actually start making money on Shopify. It's really it's like a stepping stone. You're not going to stay at that job forever, so you temporarily have to eat like shit, not shit, but you have to, like, do dirty work, like working a really crappy job that you don't want to be at. Um, what's the risk with general stores? Some influencers will include link in bio, charge you cheap or a lot. Yep. Click funnels, or would you recommend funnels? I don't know what you mean by that, but yeah, there's not really a question in there, but I like click funnels. I was actually looking into the live event, funnel hacking live, but unfortunately it's sold out, so I couldn't purchase any tickets. It was actually, yeah, I was looking today, and it's this event where, like, a lot of people, like hundreds of millionaires, go and to this funnel hacking event and share their strategies and stuff like that. But all the tickets are sold out, so I couldn't get any. I might check again, but I'm not sure. I still want to go to the event though. Do you read books, and which one? Yes, I do read books. Answered this question a lot, but the number one, well, two books that I read when I first started was .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. And Russell Brunson is also the creator of ClickFunnels, and I also read How to Create Copy and a few other books. But if you don't follow me on if you don't follow me on Instagram already, you would have known that. Well, if you've been following me on Instagram already, you would have been known that I actually just purchased these two books a few days ago. They came in from Amazon. I got this book right here, Crushing It by Gary Vee. One of my biggest mentors. Love his content. He helped me push through, especially in those beginner stages when I was just still trying to make money on Shopify, like when I was selling on eBay and stuff like that. He was the one who really enforced that eBay idea to me, and then I used the money I made from eBay to invest into my Shopify stores. And then the second book that I have here is by the owner of ClickFunnels, Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. I believe this is the book he wrote after .com Secrets. .com Secrets was a great read. I recommend that book. But I'm going to be reading this book right here after I read Gary Vee's new book, Crushing It. So if you already followed me on Instagram, you would already known that I got these books. And I usually post like exclusive content and stuff like that on my Instagram as well. The link is in the description if you guys want to follow me. I actually purchased the course just yesterday, and then I went through the whole thing last night. It was pretty good stuff. I'm testing everything right now, seeing if all these strategies and stuff like that work, and then I will share what I find once I get some proven good results from this course. What are some ways besides security badges to gain trust when first starting a Shopify store? Just having a clean page, a good product description, high quality images, having social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram pages. Those can help build social proof for your Shopify store. So we've been live for about 35 minutes now. Press a 7 in the chat if you guys are finding value and want to see more live streams. We got 17 people here right now. If you guys find value out of this live stream so far, go ahead and give us a like this video, like the live stream, so more people come in and we can share these types of value and have more live streams like this. Thanks for all the suggestions, dude. Really great advice. Yeah, you are very, very welcome. Damn, the whole course last night. Yeah. It wasn't necessarily a that good of idea to actually go through the whole course at last night, but I did. But I'm a little bit more intermediate than most people who are probably taking the course, so I can go through it pretty quickly. I only need like, I really only purchase courses now for like those little golden nuggets or little small things, and just to actually see what other strategies people are using and see how I can apply those to my businesses and grow them. So I just like take the advanced stuff and then the golden nuggets and use that. But I did like go through the whole course just to see what he was talking about. Can you cancel before the free trial ends if you already made a sale? Yes, you can. If you cancel before your trial ends, you will not be charged for the plan, even if you have your credit card linked. I contacted. Depending on the engagement rate, Satara's 505. Women influencers charge a lot, especially in those range of followers, 350 to 600K. So I definitely try and find somebody else. Was the course Facebook ad related? Possibly. Is it a really big deal to have a domain name just starting? Yes, yes, yes. You have to have a domain name. If you have your brand name, then .my Shopify, it's not gonna go well for you. I see stores doing that, and you're doing it wrong if you're doing that, because you're essentially telling everybody that you're not a real business or a real store right off the bat. And right there, you're gonna lose a lot of customers because you have like this weird My Shopify thing, and not a lot of customers know what that is. They're gonna be like, oh, maybe this is a scam or something like that. And sometimes when you don't have an actual domain, it will actually like when people visit your website, it'd be like it tell them that it's not a secure website and stuff like that. So it's only about $7 to $10 depending on where you purchase your website domain. So I would definitely get on it if you were going to start a store. Just buy a domain, $7. Yes, I just ordered my boyfriend the Gary V Crushing It book. Yeah, it's pretty good so far. Just been really busy trying to finish that up pretty soon. I got it on Sunday. Do you work in a team environment? Do you work in a team environment? That is a really, really good question. Where I'm from, it's probably it's really difficult to actually network with people because well, I've tried, and I've found a little bit of success networking with people in my area, but to the majority or the average person, I'm pretty much like a insane person or some ambitious kid or naive kid or something like that whenever I talk to people, because when you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to do really big things and stuff like that. A lot of people are going to look at you like you're crazy when you're talking about your ambitions and goals within like your goals for the year and stuff like that. So a lot of people won't understand you, but it's okay. I've But to answer your question, I don't work in a team environment so much, but I do meet up with some guys in my area who actually are doing like 6 figures a month as well. I was lucky enough to find them. I forgot. Oh, so I actually was on. So how I found them is I actually was on another live stream, on somebody else's live stream, on YouTube live stream, and then we networked from there. So they said they were from San Francisco or something like that, and then we just networked from there. Um, what? I don't necessarily reveal how much I make every single month. So yeah, I just don't want people to actually, yeah. Do you think buying courses is worth it? Yes and no. It really depends on what level you are at, um, and how much money you have to spend. Um, but if you have the money to spend and you want to learn really, really quick, buying courses from the right people is a legitimate option. I am based out of California. Um, wow. Well, the thing is that when I first started networking with them, about 3 or 4 months ago, we were all like, we were all not making that much money on Shopify yet, but we were already doing like 5 figures a month at that point. But now like they've really, really taken off, like 100K a month. That's crazy. I haven't done that yet. That will be coming soon, but before, when I first met them, they were doing maybe like 8 to 10,000 a month, and then we just like share our strategies and stuff like that. Because the thing is, when you're networking, there's enough money on the whole. There's enough money in the pot online. Well, the pot of money, the sum that you can make online is so much that there's enough to go around for everybody. So why not just like share your strategies and your secrets to all the people, um, that are really close to you and can bring you value. So like what I did is, I brought value to them, and then they started teaching me some stuff and things like that. There's always something you can learn from someone else, but they don't really have a social media presence right now, but they're starting to personal brand as well. Are you constantly testing new products after having a winner? Great question. It depends on how much time you have to actually test products. Um, that that was one of my biggest mistakes when I was first starting. I would, get comfortable and stop testing products. Well, I would find a winner and then get comfortable and stop testing. But in reality, I should have started branching out and building more stores to generate more income. But now, I've actually just like started testing a lot more. Even though I've found winners, I'd still open up new stores as well and start marketing, people to them. What do you think of Google AdWords? Google AdWords is great. The main difference from, well, I can tell you guys two main difference from Google AdWords and Facebook ads. Google AdWords is you pay off, the click, so it's PPC, pay per click, whereas Facebook is, based on impressions. So every time they show your ad, they charge you, even if the people don't click. So there's pros and cons when it comes to that. And then, Google AdWords, the traffic is different because people are actually searching for that product, so the customers are more likely to convert. So when you're going to Google, you're not, you're looking to buy something, or you're looking for some type of information. You're searching, whereas you're on Facebook, um, you're looking like at the events you have to attend this week, or you're looking at your grandma's cat or something like that, and then boom, you get hit with an ad. So the type of audience and traffic that you're driving to your store is a lot different. Um, the Facebook is like interruptive ads, whereas, Google AdWords is search, what's the words, like, I don't know, searching traffic. So they're out there with the intent to like actually buy something. And Facebook, they necessarily aren't. They're just looking at birthdays and friends or stuff like that, or funny memes. Do you know Patrick Sargis? Sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing names. If you do you think he's legit? I don't know who that is. there's a lot of like Shopify YouTubers now. You really have to be careful when you're following someone and the type of information they're putting out. The best way to network with high-level people is by bringing value. Yes and no. Yes and no, because when people are at a higher level than you, sometimes it can be very, very difficult to actually bring value to them. You really have to think about it. The best way to network would probably be, you know, finding people who are a little bit under you skill-wise or at the same level, and you guys build up and work together, and then progress together. And that, yeah. So how long do you think until success to show after you started, like after you test multiple products and influencers? Success is really determined by how much time you spend or how much practice you put in. It really depends. Depends on how many hours you're putting in every single day. Like for the past, like, I don't know, month or so, I've been putting in like at least 8 hours a day just doing research and stuff like that, putting out content, everything. So if you put in 10 hours 10 hours a day and someone else is putting 1 hour a day, if you're probably going to find a winner or find success more quickly, because you're essentially having like 10x of their productivity. So the more time you put in, the more practice you do, or the more when you pay your dues, that's when you find your success. Are there any networking events in the SF area? I'm not sure. I'm actually not from SF. I've actually been looking for a few events to go to, but there's not that many, and some of them are really, really basic, more geared toward the beginner crowd, because that is like a huge market to, like, I guess, yeah, that is a huge market. So, and those events are really, really expensive. I'm surprised, like, a lot of beginners purchase like events and like all these courses, and they don't really learn much from that, and then they're still stuck with like an empty bank account and no success. So I don't know what to tell you. um, I've never purchased well, I've never gone to the event yet, but this year I'm definitely looking to network with a lot more people. So collaborations probably coming soon to with your favorite Shopify YouTubers and stuff like that. I've been wanting to do vlog type of styles on my video, on my channel as well. So if you are marketing with winning products still with influencers, or you still, so when you're doing new products, you always want to, well, if they're not in the same niche, you definitely want to make a new store for it. When you're doing so when you're making niche store, you want to have one product that's a really good winner, and then you want to have 2 to 3 products that that are similar in that niche, and you can upsell, downsell, and cross-sell them. And if you're testing new products, you always want to make it to the new store and repeat the process, and then just find influencers correlated, and then find 2 or 3 products to upsell. So yeah, the best way to network is like, well, anyways, I'm gonna sidetrack a little bit. So the best way to network is actually like finding people in your area or close to you. So let me know like which area or which state you guys are from. Go ahead and type it in the chat. Let's see. View content equal quick glance while scrolling through feeds. Facebook ads. View content is when a person actually clicks actually clicks through and views your product. That is what view content means. Hey Kevin, what added metrics do you pay most attention to when it comes to testing new products? I'm assuming you mean Facebook ads. The most important um, things I look for is unique link clicks, return on ad spend, and then cost per purchase and click-through rate. Wow, there's a lot of people from California. So yeah, if you guys want to like network with each other or something like that, if you guys are at like the same level, something like that, you guys can always like, message each other off of here or through Instagram or something like that. There's like 7 or 8 people from Cali. Yeah, Cali is a big place. I think, yeah, Cali has like a lot of like people actually here compared to other states in the United States. We have like a bigger population than actually most countries as well, just California alone. See, you'd be surprised how many people actually live in the same area as you. Yeah, so you really want to get your store started. Yeah, absorb as much information as you can, but always at the end of the day, in order to be successful with anything you do, you have to take action. So just don't absorb, and don't take any action. So you got to take action too. You can only learn so much, and the only way you can really know something for sure is to actually try it yourself. So that's what I recommend for you. Give us a golden nugget that no one is talking about. Snapchat ads make a lot of money. Well, I don't know what you mean. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I've given you guys a lot of golden like content on my channel that I don't even see people talking about. I'm just like, whatever, here you guys go, just have it. I just want to help you guys all and start seeing you guys succeed, especially the people who always like come here a lot, are like true loyal fans of my content. Um, Damn, is everyone in Cali? Should I move to Cali? Yeah, Cali definitely has a big. There's a lot of advantages and disadvantages, I guess. But there is a big market here in Cali. Eventually, maybe this year or next year, I want to move to LA, and because there's just so many opportunities there and people to network with. What is the good numbers of sales on a $5 ad set? Like, is it realistic to expect a lot of sales on so little money? No, like I said before, you can't expect to get sales off a $5 ad on Facebook. It might happen, but 9 out of 10 times it won't happen. Even $10 is sometimes not even enough to get an actual purchase. So you can expect 0 to 1 sales on the $5 ad, pretty much. When it comes to purchases, you can expect anywhere from a cost per purchase to be like anywhere from like $5 to like $10. That's a pretty good range. Do you do consulting calls? Yes, I do. I actually have a few people who are already scheduled up for some this week, and I actually just got off a consulting call earlier today. It was pretty good stuff. I was teaching him a lot of things that I'm currently doing in my stores, and just like going over his website a little bit and his ads, ad creation and stuff like that, marketing strategies. But if you want to set up a consulting call with me, just DM me on Instagram. My Instagram plug is in the bio. Do you think adding the AliExpress reviews to your website will help conversions? Reviews do help conversions, but I don't know about the AliExpress reviews. Usually those aren't that great, so when I am creating a product page, I always want to have good reviews on my site. So like picture reviews and like well typed out sentences of like people actually reviewing the product. And the ones on AliExpress are usually just like great 5 stars, fast shipping, reliable seller or something like that. So you're just gonna have to test it, but I don't know if it's gonna work well for you. This channel is gonna blow up. Yeah, I hope so eventually. Got like 46 videos out. It's crazy. Do you still use Facebook ads for your Shopify, or do you just use Instagram and Snapchat? I use all three of those and more traffic platforms. Yeah, the thing is, a lot of people get too confused or too obsessed with like one traffic source. The best way to make the most money possible every single month is to just to use multiple streams of traffic. Have you ever tried Instagram story ads? What are your thoughts on it? I have tried Instagram story ads, and I actually did a video about that, comparing an Instagram story ad versus a post. But I can go in a little bit of detail about that. So Instagram story ads, when you're advertising on Facebook, they haven't worked well for me, but it works well for some people. But if you're doing an Instagram story shout out, I've seen a lot of people have success with that actually, but for me it hasn't really brought me any type of success from the story ads. I usually just get that along with like for free along with the posts, as like a package or a bundle. But the only thing I don't like about story ads is that they don't bring in good traffic. It might bring in like 200 or 100 visitors, but most of those people aren't necessarily looking to buy. They just want to see it because it's very low commitment. They can window shop real quick and then never come back and purchase. Whereas when you're doing a page post shout out, people have to they have to do minor commitments to come to your page, click the bio and the link, click the tag and click like, click comment, and check out see more, and then read the rest of the captions on the video. And just performing these small minor commitments will actually help your customers convert a lot more, because if you think about it, if you say yes 3 times to something, the 4th time when you say yes is very, very profitable, especially probable when you're asking like even for big favors. So 3 small yeses and one big yes. Whereas if you just like ask them for a yes right away, right off the bat without anything, they're most likely not to convert. So I hope that gives you a better understanding of Instagram story ads. It's all about buyer psychology, to be honest. How many orders do you get per shout out? Not considering if you break even, is 5 enough? It's gonna vary from influencer to influencer and product to product, shout out to shout out. Every day is different. It's all about averages at the end of the week, how much you're actually making. But usually when I first launch a shout out, right away there's going to be like at least 2 to 3 purchases within the first like 30 minutes or so, and then it would decreasingly the orders will decrease as the day goes on. So probably in the first 3 hours is where you're going to get the most of your purchases, maybe like anywhere from 5 to 10 purchases if you've done your research and everything looks good and people like your product. And then from there on, like the next like 8 hours, like you might get a few trickling in sales. I only do 12-hour posts usually when I do shout outs. 24 hours is going to cost you double the amount of money, and it's usually not worth it. So any guru talking about $5 ad budget is lying. I'm not sure. The thing is that there's a lot of ways to market, but that's not how I do it. Um, they're not lying necessarily. That was like, maybe they're teaching something that's very, very outdated, you know. Back in the day, maybe in like 2016, 2015, 2017, $5 ads were working, but this is finally like 2018. The industry is always evolving. Even right now, the industry is evolving. A lot of things are changing. All platforms are changing all the time. So $5 a day is just like a very, very low budget to start advertising with, especially because there's so many people coming in and trying to advertise now. Your ads won't serve when you're doing $5 a day, won't serve to the correct people that will get you sales. What's a good ad spend budget? I don't know what you mean by good ad spend budget for what type of ads, but when I am let's see. So what I recommend beginners to get is about $200 to $400 to start with. Yeah, to start with when you're doing Shopify dropshipping from scratch. How do you track sales where the influencer comes from? You can't necessarily track sales, but you usually only test one influencer at a time, so you know it works before stacking them all together on the same day. And or you can put like a discount code, and if they use the discount code, you want to do a different discount code for each influencer, so you can track the sales coming in from each influencer. That's one other way to do it. So let's see. I'm trying to think of like what type of value I can provide you guys. Like what is the thing that you guys struggle with like the most besides these very specific questions? What is the thing that holds you guys back from actually succeeding with Shopify dropshipping? Let me know in the comment box below or on the right. We actually got like 24 people watching right now. I've been live for 1 hour, so if you guys are just tuning in right now, make sure to give me a thumbs up so I can answer all your questions and stay here a little bit longer for you guys. So I'll get to the questions more in a bit, but just gonna do a little sidetrack right now. Something that I was thinking about earlier when I was driving home was that I find that a lot of people let one bad thing that happens to them ruin their entire day. But then there are so many good things that actually happen during your days as well, but you don't consider it a good day when there's so many good things happening. I just thought that was kind of, something to think about, because like, yeah, something kind of bad happened to me today, but I just like, I don't know, I find it really easy to like hack my brain and like just tell myself like, oh yeah, there's so many good things happening today, so I can't let one bad thing ruin my entire day, because there's so many good things happening, so it must be a good day as well. If one thing can ruin your day, one good thing can make your day better. So only 2 people have questions about their biggest struggles, and there's 24 people watching. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and catch up with the questions. $29 a month plan or $79 month plan, and why? I just used the $29 per month plan. Once you start doing more, once you start doing a lot of volume, you can upgrade to like the 99 or something like that, and it just gives you a little bit more data on your visitors and stuff like that, and it also gives you less less like better rates when people are doing purchasing from your website. So like a 2.3% on credit card transactions or 2.6 versus the standard 2.9 plus 30 cents per order. Have you tried WooCommerce or WordPress? It's so much better budget-wise. No monthly hooks like Shopify. No, I don't recommend using WooCommerce or WordPress. Shopify is literally the only way to go right now. Until somebody comes out and creates something better than Shopify, I would only use Shopify. Shopify is way easier to use than both of those platforms. If you can't like afford $29 a month, then you probably shouldn't be doing Shopify dropshipping. Literally, you only have to make like 1 or 2 sales to actually pay for the whole month, so it's not that bad. Shopify has so many pros compared to the other store hosting websites. So many apps to use from, so much easy integration. Just like the ease, it's kind of like comparing like Apple and Android. Apple sells for a lot more and has a lot more like has a lot of bigger audience, because Apple is easier to use compared to Android. And then the Android is actually like WooCommerce and WordPress, whereas Shopify is like Apple, if that makes sense to you guys. When using Snapchat ads, can you get Facebook pixel fires from those sales as well? Yeah, you can post like, so you can put all your pixel data on like different traffic sources all on your website at the same time. It won't matter. So if you get a sale from a different traffic source, it's still gonna apply to the other pixels, because what the pixel is actually doing is it's not just for one platform. What they're doing is they're tracking like a pixel when someone performs a certain action on your website. So it's all website based for your pixels. A Deuce says, tried Apple, hate it. LOL, Android forever. Yeah, that's probably why you like WordPress and WooCommerce. Shopify is the Apple of the industry, and then WooCommerce and WordPress is like the Android version, to be honest. Hesitation holds me back. There's not much you can do when you really just have to take a leap of faith. Like, losing a few $100s is not going to, be detrimental to most of you guys. If it is, then you probably shouldn't be doing Shopify dropshipping. Best advice I can give you about hesitation is that, yeah, just to take a leap of faith, because like you'd be surprised investing $100 and then potentially building like a full-time income from home or whatever you may want. I don't know what your goals or aspirations are, but when you first start, it only takes a few $100s. It only took me a few $100s to get where I am today, and for a lot of people as well. So if you try and do a cost-benefit analysis of like the pros and cons of actually spending money and trying this out and putting your time into it, the rewards or the benefits heavily outweigh the cost, so it'll be worth it, in my opinion. But it's different for everybody. So I'm new to this platform. Should I advertise first? Facebook, Instagram, shoutouts, or Snap? Choose one ad platform and actually learn it. Just focus on one for now if you're new. I'd recommend Instagram shoutouts. It's the easiest to work with. Facebook ads and Snapchat probably get a little bit more complex. Just make sure you learn a lot about the business and actually learn how to do proper marketing. So if you wouldn't purchase your own from your own website or that product, most likely other people won't as well. I would say creating a true brand around a topic. Yeah, creating a brand is a difficult thing to do, especially when you're dropshipping. So the end goal would probably be like something like that, you know. That's something you can always strive for. Try and uh, be like a brand as much as possible, and then eventually down the line, when like people start, you know, actually building like a culture around your brand, that's when you can actually like start sourcing products from the United States and getting all your brand names and stuff on your products. You'd be surprised, a lot of these big brands that you know today actually came from like drop shipping drop shipping abroad, and then they established a brand and came into the actual US market. Is there another way is there another supplier besides AliExpress? I can't seem to find any through Google besides the DOBA platform. I don't know what that is, but suppliers, I would just stick to AliExpress, Lambert, especially when you're just starting off. AliExpress is the easiest. I found most of my success from AliExpress, and a lot of people have as well. But you can look for other suppliers. I don't really recommend it, but some are like dhgate.com. I think it's .com, dhgate, or banggood.com or something like that. But I would stick to AliExpress or Alibaba. What's your thought on some pages that have high engagement but is usually from asking the audience a type of word like love or number after? Yeah, I don't advertise on those pages because it's all fake engagement, and it really doesn't help you just advertising to those pages. You're gonna probably lose your money. So do you have a Amazon FBA business? No, I don't currently, but that is something that I eventually want to like um, get into, you know. But as of right now, I'm focusing on Shopify, going for mastery in Shopify, because all you need to do is master one thing before you move on to the next thing. Um, Shopify is a lot more profitable than Amazon a lot of times. The main difference between the two is that for Shopify you have to drive not 100% of your own traffic, whereas Amazon, you don't have to drive as much traffic there because they get like millions, hundreds of millions of visitors every single day just organically. But yeah, but I will be starting Amazon FBA, maybe not this year, but I don't know, it really just depends on where I'm at. But that is something I'm interested in. I want to earn my first $1,000. How do I go about it? Very broad question, but I don't know. Just dropship, easiest way, or yeah, just dropship. Learn how to do Shopify dropshipping, learn proper marketing, use one traffic source, learn it, and then apply it, and then move on to different traffic source, and then combine them. Invest in yourself. Don't be afraid to spend the money, because okay, golden nugget right here for all of you guys, 21 people watching right now. This is a golden nugget right here. A lot of people don't talk about this, but for this industry, Shopify dropshipping, you have to in order to actually make money in Shopify dropshipping, you have to have money to spend. That's how this business works. So you have this amount of money, and then you go and try and make more money with that money. So it's like putting, so So essentially what you're trying to do is every single time you give them $1, you're trying to make $3 or $4 or $5 back. So that's essentially what it's going to take to actually make money in Shopify dropshipping. You can't start from like $0 and expect to make like $1,000. It's not that probable. To make $1,000, you're probably expecting to spend about 50% or any like 50 to 30% of what you're trying to make back. So that's how you make $1,000, I guess. Have money. Alright, so I'm probably going to be getting off in about 5 to 10 minutes. So any last minute questions or anything you guys want me to address before I get off, I'll answer all these questions right now too. So let's see. Let me know if you're still watching this live stream right here. Thank you so much for doing everything, liking and attending these live streams, and I hope you guys find value out of them. Let me know your biggest struggle so I can actually, let me know your biggest struggle, put it in the chat box so I know to make videos on it. So if like a certain subject or topic gets repeated a lot or gets a thumbs up or something like that, I'll make a video addressing it, because the chance that so if you have a question, if you have a question, the likelihood of other people actually having that question as well is very, very probable. So your biggest struggle in the chat. So what of the day do you tend to see the most sales with influencer ads? Influencer shoutouts, I always Mondays are the best days to run influencer shoutouts. Time and time again, made hundreds and hundreds of dollars on Monday. Mondays are my favorite days because of that. Let's see. What copy structure converts best for you on Facebook? I don't know what you mean, but I use videos or yeah, just videos. What technique works best with influencers? There is no technique to it, really. There's only really one way to do influencers. Find the right product, find the right influencer, make sure they have good engagement, buy a page post, and then link them to your store page, and then have them click the link in the bio. That's the best way. I can explain Instagram influencers to work best very, very quickly. Do you charge for one-on-one calls? Yes, I do. But if you want to sign up for one for consulting calls, you can hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is in the description. I also like post like exclusive content, and you get like a better view of my day-to-day stuff on Instagram as well, because I'm actually posting a lot more like Instagram stories and stuff like this. And before I go live, I usually tell people on Instagram I'm going live, or I'm putting a video out right now, or something like that. So if you're on Instagram, you're always first to know. But I love YouTube. But if you want to reach me really easily, Instagram is the best way. How do you negotiate with influencers to get a good deal? I did a video on that, but you just pretty much what you have to say is that you want to check out my previous video if you want to learn how to actually get good deals with Instagram influencers. But what I do is I just tell them that let's try this post right now, a 12-hour post for X amount, and then if it works well and I want to test my product on your page, if it works well, I'll instantly buy 3 posts after. And usually when you tell them that, they'll actually accept your like counter offer or something like that. So telling them that you would buy 3 posts in advance and you would pay them right away if it works well, your first post goes well. We appreciate you, Kevin. Thank you. How to spot fake IG influencer? Fake comments, low engagement rate, a bunch of followers but no comments, no likes, a lot of likes, like maybe like 50k likes or something like that, something very, very extreme. Or Social Blade, you can check in spikes of their followers. Also, are the paid themes through Shopify worth it in your opinion? I haven't used any paid themes before, but I know a lot of people who actually use paid themes. They look very, very clean, but you don't necessarily need to have a paid theme to have a successful Shopify store. I've always used free themes because when I was first starting, I just didn't have that much money to spend, so I just spend my money on testing and actually finding good products, and doing good marketing is the majority of where you're going to spend your money, because most customers will only visit one page on your website and you don't necessarily have to invest like thousands of dollars on your paid theme. What time of the day? I like to post Instagram shoutouts in the morning. Eastern time, so like 6 to 8 a.m. Eastern. For video ads, I just use iMovie and 2 iPhone apps, HypeType and I think it's called Crop Video. I understand you can't do URL links for Instagram influencer ads. How do you go about it, or am I wrong? Yeah, you can't do you can't do URL links for Instagram posts. What you want to do is you want to tag your store name like 3 times inside within the ad copy. So 1 in the top, 1 in the middle, 1 at the end, and then once they click through to your store Instagram page, your link will be inside your bio and the URL right there will be clickable, and that's where they can go and purchase your product. Okay, man. Gotta fly. Have a good night. Thank you for another great live. Yeah, thank you for coming, Michael. Have a good night. What's better between Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat? I don't know. Facebook's been here a lot longer. There's pros and cons to everything, all traffic sources, but at the end of the day, if you're sending traffic to your website and converting them, it doesn't really matter where it's coming from as long as you're getting purchases. So they all have their pros and cons. Why aren't people sleeping and just waking up? I don't know. It always worked best for me during those times, so that's just what I always did. You always stick to like what you know and trying to improve on it. So probably gonna be getting off here in about 5 minutes. The best 2 questions. I'll answer 2 last questions, and the 2 best questions inside the chat box I will answer. I actually forgot that I have to go and do some stuff right after this, but so I'll answer 2 more questions, and then I'm probably gonna, I will be posting a new video tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Make sure you guys turn on the notification bell so you know when my videos come up, so you're the first to know about Snapchat ads, because I'm going to be focusing on that traffic source a lot in my next few videos. So if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm probably gonna end it here. Just gonna give like a few more, give it a minute more or 2 to see if anybody asked a very, very good question that I can answer for all of you guys, and then I will be getting off here. Let me see. Okay, so Scott Jefferson asked, slightly off topic, but how do you stay motivated when you haven't reached much success? Yeah, that is definitely a difficult question to, well, a difficult thing to actually do. Let me see how I can answer this question for you. I'm trying to think about a good way to phrase it. Well, I guess you have to, like, I'm a lot younger, so I guess I'm naive at times and also more ambitious. But to stay motivated, usually the thing is, okay. So I know how to answer this question right now. Perfect way to answer this question. Don't depend on motivation. The true people who find success with anything they do, whether it be business, sports, or I don't know, anything you can think of at all, business or sports, nobody is ever motivated forever. Like the ones who actually succeed in whatever they are aspiring to do, they have figured out that motivation is not the driving factor. The secret is being able to, get up in the morning and kill the day, and then be productive during the day, even on the days that you don't feel like doing it. Those are the most important days that you have to, like, just push through and just do it, because on the days that you feel like killing it and you feel like you're on top of the world and everything like that, those days are the easy days. The hardest days are the days where you feel like nothing's working, you don't want to get out of bed, nobody's going to tell you to do more work and stuff like that. Especially in this business, no one's going to tell you, since you don't have like a actual boss, no one's going to tell you to get up in the morning. It's all about self-discipline. If you're able to develop the self-discipline to actually just get up and do it, even on the days that you don't feel like killing it, then you will be truly successful with anything you do, because nobody stays motivated. Motivation comes and goes. I hope that answers your question for success. Cuckoo, just got here. What I missed? You missed a whole lot, unfortunately. Been live for about an hour and 30 minutes. In your experience, does a general store do better than a store that only sells one kind of product? I've only had success with niche stores because that's what I've learned when I first started. Cuckoo, don't worry about it, but you're going to be able to watch the replay when it comes up after this live stream is done. I'm 16 years old. Do you think I can be successful with dropshipping? Okay, this is the last question I'm going to be answering today. And then, yeah, so you can definitely be successful with Shopify dropshipping. You have a lot of time on your hands the younger you are. I guess one of my motivating factors to get me to do this was actually seeing all these young kids killing it and doing it better than me. And I'm like, what the? I'm like 21 years old, and like these 16 and 15, 14, 17, and 18-year-olds, like, all these young kids are outdoing me, and I'm like, what the? And if they're able to do all these kinds of numbers and have this much success, I'm like, why can't I do that? They're way younger than me, and why am I letting them, like, outdo me? So yeah, that was one thing that helped me push through. So that is pretty much going to be it for today. Today's live stream. I'm done answering questions. If you guys find value, make sure to drop a smiley face in the chat box before I get off today. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and asking all the questions and engaging in the chat. I love you guys. I appreciate every single comment, like, and questions on all my videos, all the support you guys have been showing me. Yeah, that is going to be it for today's live stream. I'll have a new video up for you guys tomorrow. Make sure to check it out. And without further ado, my name is Kevin, as you guys know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Peace.